Okay, hello to all of you. I'm recording part 2 of chapter number 3. The reason is in the first part, you will see that from the organelle where I'm discussing about mitochondria, there is some disturbance. So I'm going to I am going to make the video again from this point because that is not very clear in the first part. So mitochondria is basically a very important organelle in the cell, and it is also called the powerhouse of the cell. So this is the organelle where the energy is extracted from the food we have eaten. So the mitochondria has outer membrane, then it has inner membrane invaginated, and this area is called the matrix area. So this is the powerhouse of the cell. Then the next organelle is chloroplast. So this organelle is important for photosynthesis in the photosynthetic organisms. The photosynthetic organisms are like plants, algae, and some bacteria. So chloroplast has two membranes, outer membrane, inner membrane, and inside the inner membrane, inside here, there are some disc structures, and there is a stack of these discs. These are called thylakoids, and in the membrane of the thylakoids there is a pigment called chlorophyll, and because of this pigment they can entrap the sunlight, and photosynthetic organisms, they can undergo photosynthesis, and in the photosynthesis they form the food. Basically they form the organic molecules, or they form the glucose. Next organelle is lysosomes. Lysosomes are like the garbage disposal system of the cell. So basically anything which cell doesn't need, or if something is entering into the cell from outside, it is taken care by lysosome. And because these lysosomes, they have hydrolytic enzymes in them, so they can basically degrade the material which the cell doesn't want. It can be some old organelle, or it can be something coming from outside into the cell. So basically something which is coming from outside, you can see it forms these vacuoles, and then those vacuoles combine with the with these lysosomes, and these lysosomes, they have hydrolytic enzymes in them, and the material is chopped off, it is degraded. So that is why this is a garbage disposal system of the cell. Next is cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton means the skeleton of the cell. We have a skeleton. Our skeleton is made of bones and muscles. Similarly every cell has a skeleton, and that skeleton is made of proteins, and so protein filaments make the skeleton of the cell, and there are three filaments, there are three components which make the cytoskeleton. They include microtubules, microfilaments, and intermediate filaments. Okay, the last topic in this chapter we are going to talk about is a tumor cell morphology. In this we are going to talk about the differences between a normal cell and a cancerous cell. So what are the morphological differences when the cells become cancerous? So in every chapter I'm going to connect the contents with cancer wherever I can. So here, because we are talking about the structure of the cell, it is important to understand how a cancerous cell's morphology is, how a cancer cell looks like. So basically you can see these are the normal cells. You can see they are regularly shaped, and how are cancer cells? They're large number of irregularly shaped dividing cells. So you can see these are cancerous cells. Cancer cells, they have large variably shaped nuclei. So they have a large nucleus. So you can see how the nucleus is in a normal cell and how the nucleus is in the cancerous cell. Small cytoplasmic volume relative to nuclei. Because the nuclei is big, then the cytoplasm is small. So the cytoplasmic to nuclei ratio is small in the cancerous cells. So cancer cells, variation in cell size and shape. You can see how the normal cells are. They all have a regular shape, and these are the cancerous cells. They have different. They have quite variation in the cell size and the shape. Loss of normal specialized cell features. So when the cells become cancerous, they lose some of the specialized cell features. Disorganized arrangement of cells. So you can see how the cancerous cells, they're disorganized, and these are normal cells. You can see they have a tumor boundary, and these are cancerous cells. They have poorly defined tumor boundary. And these are the, sorry, let's go back. This again shows you the differences between the normal and the cancer cells. So the normal cells, they have large cytoplasm. So you can see this is a large cytoplasm. They have single nucleus, they have single nucleolus, and they have chromatin. So these are the normal cells. So they have large cytoplasm, they have single nucleus, single nucleolus, and they have fine chromatin. And these are cancerous cells. So they have small cytoplasm, they have multiple nuclei, they have multiple and large nucleoli. So you can see this is one cancerous cells, it has multiple nucleus, and in the every nucleus they have multiple nuclei, and they have porous chromatin. So you can see. So these are the main differences between the normal and the cancerous cell. So this is all what is in chapter number 3.